For a very long time, if you've watched my channel, I've kind of had these dreams of going out and finding this perfect person at like a mall or a coffee shop. And just, this kind of dreamlike idea that if I just talk to the right person, something will start. If I do the right thing, something will start. You know, I've been going to the mall a few times a week. Fucking doesn't do anything, you know. For the longest time, I thought, you know, it's the lack of action that stops me from getting what I want. But then when I apply action, I still don't get what I want. And I guess that's kind of the thing with life, is that it's either my too high of expectations or life's diminishing rewards. And I can step back and I can think, man, what can I do to work on myself? How can I be better? And I think about it, no matter how many times I work out, no matter how much I work on my looks and these things that I do, I feel like it's not going to matter. This idea of love has gone so far that I've forgotten what love is. I don't love myself. I love the idea of being somebody else, and I kind of sound like an arrogant prick. I guess I'm frustrated with where I'm at. It's hard to admit some things. I actually spend most of my day hiding from my own mind, from my own conscience. And this is just speaking, it's just kind of the conscience flowing outward sometimes. Because people can lie and everything and they can be deceitful. So I guess that's not entirely accurate. This is all one big ramble about how I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere in life. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just really the question of what to do, when life feels so diminishing. I work a 30-hour week and I make money, but I don't feel anything from that. There is nothing to feel. I'm with some friends. Like, the idea of being with people is nice, but then when I'm with them, I feel terrible. But then when I'm alone and I'm not listening to anything, I hate that as well. I hate the encompassment of my soul. I'm just saying words right now, but I just kind of, I feel like my entire life is escape. And I think love is just another escape. But, I've never felt comfortable. Since I was young, I always felt like I was the weird one. And I still feel like that a lot. And no matter how many times I'm told otherwise, I still feel it. I'm with one of my siblings and we're driving out somewhere and a joke comes up and I think, oh, that's funny. So I laugh at it. And I try to add something. I try to make a witty comment. I try to respond. And there's nothing. Nothing. Never. And it's that utter rejection, especially from family, which hurts a lot. I see my sister's friends, and hey, I've come to a point where I realize that she's just another person, with her own flaws and desires and all these things, and yet I still feel an impenetrable wall between us. And no matter how old I get, I still feel like that, So I guess what I'm saying is, like, don't like being alone. I don't like the idea of being alone. I'm scared of it. I don't like myself, because I'm scared of that as well. I don't like that I have these bad parts of me as well. I spend all day hiding from what makes me human, and perhaps I need to understand that some things that make me human are wrong, but I don't really know how to reconcile with that. I don't know. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I've tried both, and honestly, they're not escapes as I think that they would be. They're just things, you know. They are things that make you tired, or they energize you, and then what? I guess I'm looking at this from a very nihilistic view, and I don't really know where to go from there. Um, I guess what I'm getting at again is life's diminishing rewards of, you know, what can I do? What can I do? Sometimes I just wonder that. Because it seems like some people have that part of their life that I want so badly. You know, they have already had a few relationships. They've had, and I'm not getting, there's certainly very many issues with that. You know, they've gone through their own hardships, but they had somebody. For a moment, they felt like they had somebody. And I just want to feel that for once. You know, it's just, I've been thinking, like, is there a reason why I haven't, you know? Because, I mean, all through high school, I was quiet. I guess it's this ache within, I just don't know what to do with it. You know, I go nature, I take pictures, and I don't feel anything. I play video games, and I listen to podcasts and stuff, and I don't feel anything. Reading is also a temporary escape for me. I've started reading Berserk, which is actually pretty good. But even like my friends, there's so many people that I just don't talk to anymore. You know, if I had never messaged them, it's a game, it's a standoff. Friends are like a standoff. It's who is going to pull their revolver first. And sometimes it never happens. You know, I can't tell you how many people I won't talk to unless I message them first. You know, who won't. I could wait years. I've waited months. And I guess there is no implication that I want that response. But I feel like I'm mumbling about randomness, but life's diminishing rewards have kind of hurt me. You know, I had a experience with another person, and I didn't like it because I didn't like the other person, but I liked the idea of it. I liked the idea of body heat. I liked the idea of that bed not being lonely. I don't know. I'm just another guy, but you know, I think about these things sometimes. That's what gets me. But I'm gonna try and do something with my day and see if I feel any better.